G'day, welcome to the Tech Math channel. What we're going to be having a look at in this video is a really fast, instant method, pretty much, of multiplying by some pretty common numbers. The numbers we're going to be having a look at is when you're multiplying a number by 5, or if you're multiplying by a number by 25, or even a number by 125, and how you can work these out instantly in your head. So let's have a look at this. So I'm going to start out by looking at 5, then we're going to have a look at 25, then we'll look at 125. We're also going to look at why this works. Okay, let's launch into this. So say you were asked the following question. Say we had the problem and you had to work out instantly 46 times 5, or you wanted to know that pretty rapidly. So the way that I'd work this out, the method I'm going to show you, I'm going to launch into it straight away, is what we do is we halve this number here that we're multiplying by 5. So half of 46 is 23. Then we just multiply our answer by 10. We just put a 0 on the end. So 230. That's how easy this is, right? Okay, so what we did is we halved our number and we just put a 0 on the end. What about another one of these? What have you got asked the question 106 times 5? So same sort of thing. We're going to halve our number, half of 106, which is 53, and we put a 0 on the end. Okay, so the answer, 530. Pretty basic, right? What about I give you one more of these? I'll show you the slight variation with this, and I'll tell you why this works. So let's have a look at this. So say you had the following one. Slight variation might be a number that doesn't halve just as easily, which is 27 times 5. Okay, it's because half of 27 is not a nice even number. So all we're going to do is we're going to look at the number below this, which is 26, and we're going to halve that number. Okay, so half of 26, well, that's 13. And you're going to see that there's one lot of 5 left over. So that one lot of 5 left over, we're just going to add that on there. Okay, so the answer, 135. So why does this work? Now, this is a really easy idea to think of why this works when you think about it, because realistically, if we were to think about 5 is the same as saying 10 divided by 2. Okay, so what we're doing is we're dividing by 2 first, and then we're just multiplying by 10. And that's why this works, okay? Because it's pretty much the same thing as we just got there, okay? We're dividing by 2 and timesing by 10. Okay, what about I show you the 25s and how this works, okay? And look, I think you probably won't be that surprised once you get these started to get worked out. So say we were working out with 25 and I wanted to know what 36 times 25 was. So straight away, hopefully you can look at this answer and you can say 36, now we're going to be dividing not by 2 but by 4. So 36 divided by 4 is 9. And we're going to be multiplying by 100, okay? So when you're multiplying by 25, we're dividing by 4 and timesing by 100. Why is this? Because 25 is the same as, okay, 25, I'll put this in a different colour, 25 is the same as 100 divided by 4, okay? So what we're doing is we're now dividing by 4 and timesing by 100, okay? So if you're multiplying by 25, that's how you do that one, okay? Well, what about we do another one? What about we do 64 times 25? Okay, so what do we do first? We divide by 4, so 64 divided by 4. Hopefully you're going to get the answer of 16. And we're just putting these two zeros. We're multiplying by 100. Pretty easy, right? Hey, what about I just do one more of these, a little bit harder. What about we do 17 times 25? And the reason I've chosen 17 is because 17, unlike these other ones, 4 doesn't go nicely into it. Okay, I have purposely chosen these other ones to have 4 nicely go into them. But this one it doesn't. So we still do the same thing. We divide by 4, but we're looking at the number which is below this that 4 goes into, which is 16. And that goes in 4 times. And you're going to see there's 1 left over. So we're going to add this. So 25. Okay? 425, no problem, right? And that's how we do those. Okay, so we're just adding one group of 25. If it was, say, 18, we'd add 2 groups of 25. Or if we're up to 19, we'd add 3 groups of 25. So 75 to the answer. So you're sort of just going to keep that in your head. Okay? Okay, what about the last part now, which I said we're going to cover, which is as follows. It's not rubbing out too quickly today. Okay, so say we were looking at now multiplying a number by 125. Say we had 72 times 125. Okay, well, before we start on that, we might think of 125 as being 1,000 divided by 8. Okay? You see that 125 is 5 times 5 times 5. 8 here is 2 times 2 times 2. There's a bit of a relationship there, okay? So just to keep that in mind, if you might pick that up. But if we were multiplying by 125, now we're going to be dividing our number by 8 and then timesing by 1,000. Okay, so you can think of any number that you're multiplying by, you can actually change it into a fraction like this, and if it makes it easier for you. Okay, so 72 times 125, okay, we're going to divide by 8, so 72 divided by 8 is 9, and we're going to multiply a number by 1,000, 9,000. That's our answer. Okay, what about a bigger number now? 112 times 125. Well, this doesn't seem to want to work, so we'll just write that there. Oh. Okay, what's that equal? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to divide our number here by 8. So let's do that. So 112 divided by 8. Hopefully you're going to get the answer of, wrong colour. I'm a bit sticking to the answer of 14. And we're going to put 3 zeros on the end, so 14,000. Okay, last of all, what about, a slight variance here. What about we did 42 times 125 equals, that really bothers me, so I'm going to tidy it up by making it worse. Okay, so we had this. Now, what we can do is we're looking at the number that 8 goes into. Now, the number that 8 goes into is 40, and it goes in 5 times. Okay, so we can keep 5,000 in our head, our 1, 2, 3 zeros that we'd add on here, but we've got 2 lots of 125 left over. 2 lots of 125 is 250. So that's how you do these. Okay, so as long as you can keep that in your head, it's all pretty good. Hope you like that method. I actually use this fairly frequently, especially that 5 times method and that 25 method. I use that actually all the time whenever I'm doing those sort of things. It's immediately how I do it. So anyway, hopefully that was of some help to you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.